aytgim keladi. Assalomu alaykum hammaga. Bugun hamma kutgan chotga o'yin bo'ladi. Ya'ni bu degani simple kite degani.
This is a Hail Mary. This is our all-in move, and it's for the major. This event is kind of to see what they got to work on over the 2 weeks leading into the major. This is where they get those final notes to be able to improve and change anything to create a miracle out in Austin. And here we are live into the pistol round. It's Team Liquid starting on the T side. Plenty of utility, fast-paced out middle.
We don't know what to expect, but let's just enjoy the show. As Ultimate gets in towards the red room, Carrigan going to take a few steps back. He sees the pressure coming through that smoke and knows they're going to keep it up. Ultimate just running him down. Carrigan gone. Elige unable to step out. It's going to be Frozen instead, taking that headshot to respond.
We're kind of stuck in CT spawn though. They got to get moving forward into the bomb site. Elige holding in that bay. They're going to get pinched any moment. Big kill from Nertz.
Eventually taken down. Frozen at the big box, not able to wrap up Nav. And so Nertz gets that plant in. We've got Simple and Skulls coming back in on this, trying to deny that plant. But Nertz is going to move away, get behind cover, and realize this is still a minute to what? But then he swings into the open. Simple offers up one kill. And is there anything else for Simple on the Julies? If he can take down Shuei, it is just Naf, low in HP around the corner, and should be comfortable enough to close this one out. Simple looking for it, but he goes down, and it's going to be Skulls to step up.
Yeah, beautiful shot from Skulls, nice trade. And Nertz might want that swing back. He's probably trying to communicate something really, really quickly and getting everyone on the same page at that moment, and it just wasn't there. It looks like just an isolated swing. Shuei swings behind the box. Simple's able to isolate it. A really tough affair and good composure from Simple, keeping the bomb pinned down in the sight for Skulls to take them down 1-0.
I finally can say it.
Team Liquid responding with a buys. They're going to come out with Tech 9s, the Deagle. See if they can respond to the pistol round lost straight away.
Kerrigan.
All right, a little bit of an elbow spotted by Ultimate, so he's going to back off now. Very cautious to start this round, although Liquid has moved out middle. Going to turn the corner towards Donut. It's Elige to defend, and he's going to swing with the smoke, grabs two, runs out of bullets, gets safety. The safety that Frozen provides. And this round is nice and easy for FaZe.
It's going to feel pretty good, though, in terms of, you know, you've had the last few events have been really rough for FaZe, right? You're just seeing all of these sort of emo tweets coming after the events, right? Going to be in a really negative mindset. This isn't a move that you're 100% backing. You know it's a Hail Mary play. That's the way it's been called. And you've got no rain here. You've got Skulls coming in. So you know you've got two stand-ins. But in a way, that does take off the pressure, right? It creates a new environment at least. And it might be that reset button they need for the mood inside the camp for FaZe.
Certainly for this tournament here at Dallas, that's kind of going to be the philosophy. And it's part of the reason why I think the Skulls as a stand-in is so intriguing. Because we've seen him now get a shot in Liquid. We saw him get a shot in Furia. Both of those fell flat, didn't quite meet expectations, didn't quite meet up to the potential that we've kind of laid on his shoulders by what his skill set shows that he can be. I think coming into a team like this, Kerrigan is going to give you a lot of freedom at this moment, especially here in Dallas, to just play your own game. I think Skulls, his biggest issue, he's got such good skills and talent, but I think he struggles sometimes to know what play is best to make for him to provide impact for his team. And I think he's going to have a lot of freedom here to just go for those plays without having to think too much about it.
It would be interesting to see if Carrigan can get the best out of Skulls at this event. Simple. They try and get the ball rolling early, gets his head torn off by Twist.
It's good kills with the Deagle. One more, and you've kind of turned the corner economically to where this is the nice round for Team Liquid. So dangerous-ish position for FaZe. The round seems firmly in their control, but any more death's going to be costly moving into the gun rounds coming next. One more smoke for the top of B ramp, so this will get stalled out even longer. Liquid sad as they have to wait behind it.
Twist going for just a random shot through the smoke, hoping he can pick something up, but nothing like that coming his way. 55 seconds, still plenty of time.
If you want to talk about this move as well, you can understand why it's made. You talked about some of the struggles and some of like the emo tweets that have been coming out. It's been 3 months since FaZe has beat a top 10 team. The last time they beat a top 10 team was February 16th. That's back at PGL Cluj-Napoca. That was Mal's in a victory there. Since then, we've seen FaZe go from the most exciting team of all time in Counter-Strike, an incredible dominance, an incredible core that can keep their run going as long as possible, to now a team that struggles to compete with the top 10. which is a crazy drop-off, which motivates this need to go into an all-in play and put your hopes on Simple.
Another deal shot, and Unleash is also low, so Twist brings him down, and then suddenly patience pays off for Liquid. It is frozen 1v3, and this round was not expected to go in the way of Liquid, but they find a way through to B. This is going to be a tough one. Damn, what a shot! That is a ridiculous response from Team Liquid. They get paused out behind the smokes. They just wait it out. They go into the B bomb site, and they land all the shots required.
Yeah, Twist had 2 nasty shots in that round, gets 3 kills overall, but really it's Shuhei in the 3v3, just sliding forward to provide the opening kill into the B bomb site. Yeah, that one's nice on Simple. Cleans up the low HP player, but this one is hot. What a round.
Yeah, frustrating round to lose that for Liquid, who could have, for rather FaZe, who could have kept it so clean. 3-0 was teed right up for them, but Team Liquid bouncing back. They can have an AK over in the hands of a couple of players now as well, and that's a scary situation. But one of them's gone already. Karrigan winning the fight against Twist.
Yeah, with an MP9, not even taking any damage, so Shuhei steps up next, takes a dink, but happy for the 4-on-4. Elige, the one to go through jump up, clear out towards Cave and Jaguar. And now man the position that Karrigan's death abdicated. So for Liquid, it's fallen all the way back. Happy with the kill, happy with the presence towards B lane, happy to deny information, and now moving around the map. You could see Nertz over towards the A-bomb site already making his play, doing it a step ahead of the rest of his team so he can call them over with information.
He's just going to keep going as well. Nertz very comfortable to take the space around the back. Frozen going to have a peek now, instantly landing the dink onto Nertz, but not taking the kill.
Yeah, smart play from Nertz as well, just predicting the follow-up off that dink. Molotov misses it, smoke comes in, good spray. That's the bomb site opened up, but still 2 to find.
Yeah, well, the mid-fight's so important here. Lige needs to pick them up, and Shuhei going down to elbow opens up an opportunity. Nertz is so low on health, still inside of the site, and they'll drop back. 1 player into the boost, 1 to A main. But look how far away Skulls is, and they don't have a kit. So this is not going to be a round that Team Liquid attempt. We're looking at FaZe.
That FaZe attempt.
Oh, rather FaZe. It's so hard with all this sort of.
See Elige and you got it for Team Liquid.
It's all the history between all these players and organizations. It's almost impossible to keep track of it. Yeah, it's kind of crazy though. Kind of looking into that, all the history between these players.
So many former teammates.
Yeah. How many roads have been traveled together as players throughout different stages of their careers? You know, we're talking almost 10 years ago, where Simple was playing in the Liquid team. It was in 2016, right? So it's like, it's crazy to think of all the sort of back and forth that we've had over the years between these players.
Yeah, the shared history. Twist stepping into Team Liquid back in 2017 to join Elige and Naf there as teammates and learn a lot from them over the years. Go on to win the Grand Slam, most successful North American team. Now, enemies heading into Austin as the major returns to North America. And for now, with the acquisition, the recent acquisition of Shuhei as the IGL, they too are looking at this like final chance to get some notes. Yeah. We haven't had a whole lot of time to build the deep playbook, and we got a couple weeks left after this, so let's see what we're working with at this very moment.
FaZe have spoken about the boot camp they have planned after this event as well. They've got the old complexity facility up in Arlington.
Now the FaZe facility, I guess we call it, with the acquisition.
So they now have access to that facility in Arlington, so that's not too far of a drive away after this event to really get in shape going into the major in Austin.
Ooh. He wants that ace. Gonna give it up.
Yeah, that's the discipline back away. I know I'd be going for it, but
well, it's a 2 HP.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
he lets Shuhei take that final kill.
Look at all those rocks.
So much aura, you know who it is without even seeing who's sitting at the desk.
Cool colors. Neo pacing behind the boys heading into this gun round. Round 6. No AWP yet on the board for either side. Simple on the MP9 Ultimates. The AWP for Team Liquid on the AK-47 still, as Liquid's rattled off 3 in a row after winning a 3rd round Deagle buy.
Here comes Shuhei. On the charge out into middle, it's going to be Frozen to go down first. So Team Liquid have the opening maneuver, followed up by Twists.
That's beautiful. You know, a lot of the conversation after the Twist IGL is what's Twist going to look like, stepping away from that responsibility. Shuhei comes in as a space-taking in-game leader. He plays from the front when he's calling his tactics. He takes 20% of the opening duel, so he likes to get stuck into the action for Team Liquid. And him and Twist have just cracked open this whole map. So FaZe will work themselves into a save scenario. Nerds watching for those pushes to be able to cut that off. But the round is won from Liquid over at the A bomb site.
Yeah, round's pretty much done before it really even got started. Nerds to walk through the smoke. There's a free kill for Simple, an AK-47.
Yeah, not your favorite thing to give away. Nerds trying to get sneaky and take some guns out at the very end. There might be some losses sustained from Liquid on this exit. It looks like they have an idea, an inkling, a feeling that they want to go for the hunt, but Ultimate's been called off. So from here, 4-2, the lead grows. Alige finds a duel against Naf, doesn't want it. Prioritizes the M4, now Liquid growing that number on the scoreboard. Oh, calling Fnatic strats in 2025. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Well, Shuhei, they're going to repeat what they've already put down on the server.
Yeah, it's a glimpse into the mind games between the IGLs, isn't it, as we get into this first time out, is just understanding what both teams have in their pocket, what they've got in their playbook, when they like to bring it out, and just having that sense, that feel from practicing, from playing against them so many times over the years of getting that vibe of what Kerrigan likes to do, of where he's going to take things on this CT side Ancient. And it's especially hard to do if you're Shuhei and Team Liquid right now, considering the double stand-in situation. So as much as we talk about what guys like Skulls and Simple can bring, we also know that it brings the unknown to their opposition, so there is a little bit of an X factor in that one. So Shuhei's trying to piece it together through this timeout. And FaZe looking to rebound after taking 4 straight losses here on Ancient after a pistol round victory.
Tech issue early on. Neo having a conversation with the referees, the admins. So not one that takes a
terrible amount of time, but it's all right. We're in Dallas again, and Dallas has been a party every year we've been here.
Dude, it's every single time we come to some sort of exciting storyline. Last year, obviously, it was the G-Stu storyline.
G-Stu, yeah.
That's why I've bought into the Simple idea, you know? It's like Dallas has always got some magic going on, so I'm like, all right, this is it.
Okay.
This is how it's going to go down. Simple's going to make it. But so far, not so good to kick this map off, but they're just getting warmed up, Jason.
Yeah, it just started first map and first map of the series as well.
First official as well, and you're playing with 2 stand-ins. You know, if you're coming in with 1, if it's just Simple, then fair enough, but you've also had to add in Skulls. But if there is an in-game leader that I trust to figure it out quickly, it's Kerrigan.
Yeah, I mean, it puts more responsibility on his shoulders. Kerrigan probably comes into this match thinking, you know, actually, it'd be interesting to talk to him. One of 2 ways, right? You either come into this match and say, you know what, we got 2 stand-ins. This is basically a full-blown pug. I'm going to put way more focus into fragging and creating opportunities and creating things on the map. The other one is to say, this is a full-blown pug. The only way we're going to win this is if I just focus everything on keeping this ship organized and steered in the right directions. So as the IGL, you have the option of going either way. I would imagine Kerrigan, with Rain missing, his longtime right-hand man, I think he's going to go more towards the fragging side of things.
Well, let's see how that goes down. It's going to be Frozen opening things up as they get into round 7. The mid-fight goes the way of FaZe as they climb up into the ledge. And that will slow down. Naf forced away by the smoke. Shuei's going to hit the pause button, and Twist still searching towards B ramp. They've been finding quite a bit of success around here, Team Liquid.
This round quiet. No real engagement from Cave. No smokes down, no Molotovs. FaZe with 1 minute and 12 seconds on the clock. Only a pair of smokes remaining, held by the players. So what's left for Team Liquid in the 4v5 is a B execute. Smoke's going to go up. They'll start creeping up the ramp. Good counter nade. Chunks them down before it begins, and here's the thrust.
Yeah, under 1 minute left on the clock, and the acceleration is here for Team Liquid, but stopped at the door by Kerrigan. Simple teed up by the distraction, and it's 3 from Simple.
That round perfect from FaZe. Sit back. Don't give them the duels that you lost previously. Kerrigan over in Jaguar, player dying over in Donut as well. Liege early on in the previous round to aggressive plays. Don't give them those fights. Make them come into you, especially in the 5-on-4. Force them to make the play. Nice and easy for Simple.
4 ağır bile. 4-3 ha. Birini geriye vur
Face
bergen.
back within
4
one.
ağır. Zor.
Well, the AWP has made a sighting in the hands of Ultimate. Going through the flame, Shuey wants to try and split mid with his teammates, so he throws that smoke down onto the molly just to try and get out heaven. Carrigan being a bit of a nuisance, just rattling a couple of shots to Shuey, taking some of his health away. Twist and Shuey looking to overrun inside of Jag, and they've taken it with a grenade. So Carrigan retreats before he gets caught in an awkward fight. He'll be playing just around the corner inside of Cave. Confirmed to Team Liquid now. Oh, damage done, but not enough to bring down the mighty Elige. He's going to fall back into the A site.
Good shot from Ultimate. Forces the defense back, now gets a position in red room to cut off this shift. Sees the elbow, Simple slides into it next. Elige, he does double up. Ultimate gets pulled back into the shot.
Yeah, Elige just dodging death from the AWP multiple times in this round so far. Under a minute on the clock, 4v4. Liquid, they've shown a level of comfort at hitting the pause button so far on this T side. They're going to let Nerds play through red. Carrigan is the player designed to deal with this threat.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to sit still for long in a strong position like this. So let's see what Shuhei calls around it. You can either use him as a pivot piece and get 3 players together to attack either A or B and have him in the middle to lurk. You can use him as the instigator if you'd really like. Getting a little peeky. Into Donut we go. So Twist lurking the B bomb site. Shuhei and Naf to finish at the A site and Nerds to play off his teammates.
And the player that got a challenge on A has pushed into A main. And it's Elige low HP. Twist making a solo play into the B bomb site, trying to keep attention there, but Elige knows. He knows the bomb's going down, and so he stops it, and he gets back around that corner. This is going to be tough for Shuey. He's under so much pressure. His teammate needs to cover the peak. The dink comes in. Shuey putting the bomb down, but can't get away. Well played from Elige in this round. Dodges a lot of dangerous situations and is able to keep his team comfortable.
And another really good round where FaZe, they don't actually put themselves in position to lose anyone early on. Much like the previous round, they're saying we're not going to take these early engagements, these early fights in the first 20 seconds. We're going to chuck out our utility. Maybe we'll get some chip damage. Maybe we'll tag you up a little bit at elbow if you're getting frisky. But we don't want those fights. We'll let you play the round out. 2 rounds in a row now. FaZe have just been passive. And Team Liquid hasn't been able to find the gap in the defense.
Nurse has some sort of issue with the headset, immediately ripped it off. But Elige could have went down a couple of seconds into the round, right? He takes damage to the wall and Donut to the AWP, but then he rotates around to red. He gets into A main. His awareness and just perfect positioning throughout that round keeps FaZe comfortable right to the very end.
I mean, he knows he's got to make a play at some point, and he's gathering all the information of what his teammates are calling out. He knows he's spotted some presence in middle, and he's at a point where he knows he can't really hold on to Donut the way it needs to be held on to with that HP, so backs off, takes the educated guess to push in towards A main. It means he doesn't really need a whole lot of support from his teammates because he's in a safe position, so they can be a little bit more eyes on red room where player was lurking, and gives them the options to play as the plant goes down. So tech pause at 4-4. I don't know if it was me like looking into it. The Twist interview coming into this game, it felt like he's at the point where he's tired of hearing like bad things about Ultimate, right? Like the question from Frey was like, Ultimate, he's been struggling recently. I felt like Twist was a little quick to defend his boy, which obviously makes sense.
That's a good thing. Shielding your players as the leader of the team, and Ultimate, I think it's just with the expectations that were set because of his first performance, that immediately set a standard that he has to try and meet every single time, and I think that's been the problem for Ultimate as he started so strong.
Yeah, there is that. I don't think he's actually been playing all that bad recently. I think he had that rough downturn. I think he's turned the corner on it. We're not getting that like initial glimpse of Ultimate like we got in the first 2 months, but how could you expect something like that?
I think there's been a lot of offers to our history that kind of had that explosive start where maybe the teams you're playing against don't know your style or aren't flashing you as much. I think Torzy got away with that in his first couple of events too. And then he started to have a little drop off when Dexter was in the team. He was able to recover it and turn it around, but we have seen multiple offers, I think, have such strong breakouts and then have to recalibrate as time goes on.
Well, especially if you just like keep the lens on like specifically Liquid, I feel like more than any other org, there's been like these high potential offers coming through that all are just like a letdown, like never reached that potential. There's like a list of them that all went to the Liquid organization.
All right.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the one exception of the rule. But yeah, I mean, you've had OC, I think.
But he came into Liquid as a rifle player.
Yeah, fair.
He joined the team as a rifler. But he did take the op away from the opera at the time.
Yeah, he's like, no, give me this.
He did say, you're no longer allowed to use this. It will be my weapon from now on.
Adrenalis. cowering in the corner.
It was Kusta.
Was Kusta there?
It was Kusta at the time.
Damn.
That was DreamHack Malmo when he did that. 2016, right after the Columbus major.
Trent surely was there at some point as well.
He was on the team, but he wasn't
Alping. No, okay.
Well, yeah, something like that.
A long time ago. A very long time ago, which is kind of crazy to think about. I
think he was out of the team, he got pulled back for the major, and then he was out of the team again afterwards. It was all convoluted.
Very convoluted. But something I was realizing this morning, just it's crazy, is it's been nearly 4 years since Simple won the major in Stockholm.
Yeah.
Like that just feels like yesterday, but it was such a long time ago. And you know, it hasn't really been in a position to feel good about it over the last couple of years. You know, it's really sad to have seen a player fall off so quickly. And I think we're all, as a Counter-Strike community, sitting here just wanting him to come back, especially in a world in which we have Donk, we have Zywoo, we have Monacy. Like, to add Simple into that mix would be such an incredible thing. But it's such a hard world to see happening in the fairy tale way.
I mean, I'm just like on the pause button, really. Like I want to see what he does at the major. Like that's the one I'm looking for Simple to get an indication for sure. But there's no doubt Counter-Strike and the scene and the esports scene would be healthier and better if we had a competitive Simple into the mix, added into the mix, and helping revitalize an organization like FaZe. That'd be very, very cool. You know what I like about this whole just since the tech ball seems to be going on, so I'm gonna go into podcast mode. We have this whole idea around IM Dallas this year as kind of like the boot camp to the major, since it's coming in 2 weeks. It's like teams get their final look at what they're gonna look like, what they need to work on. Back in the day.
Okay, here we go.
Back in the day, we're going way back in the day. We're rolling back the years massively. We're going back to like the early 2000s.
All right.
When Counter-Strike was nothing but a young video game in its infancy, esports wasn't even really a term back around then. I started hosting these Counter-Strike World Championships here in Dallas at the Hyatt here in downtown Dallas for a number of years, where all the European teams, all the North American teams would meet up, 128 team, open bracket, open signups. We just party in just a giant BYOC set up in a conference hall. But before all those World Championships, there was always a pre-event. We had a very similar like boot camp kind of event 1 week before the CPLs began with the World Championships. They were called like Lethal Gamerlands, I believe.
Okay.
And they had
that sounds pretty.
They had a
early
curse.
2000s.
They had a curse to them. They had a curse to them that whoever won the boot camp event ended up getting knocked out early from the CPL. They would go in, they would beat all the top teams, they'd beat all the favorite teams, they would look great, and they'd go to the actual tournament itself, and they'd get annihilated.
So what you're telling me is whoever wins Dallas is not winning the major.
When Vitality win Dallas, there's going to be a curse placed upon them that they have no idea what's coming.
All right, well, everybody make note of that. We come back to that in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, we'll revisit that one. We'll revisit story time.
Major trophy. Well, Simple was talking about how he's missed competition a lot, especially playing in front of the crowds. And I mean, that's obviously what every player wants to be able to do, but Simple especially known as a showman throughout his career. And
dude, you want to know how good Simple was in CSGO? Is he eventually got to the point where he's given interviews where he's almost just, he's like saying things like, it's actually just boring playing Counter-Strike. Like, I'm actually trying to do things that excite, I don't just think about what's going to win me the moment. I'm thinking about what is going to get people on their feet and screaming and going crazy. Like, the guy just is so
bring
good.
Entertainment value.
Yeah, he got to play a different game. He's like, not only am I going to beat you, but I'm going to look good doing it. I'm going to make this stylish.
Well, there's his team history. Was a Hellraiser for a while, then he flipped sides, and then decided to go back to Hellraisers again. And Team Liquid, what a time that was. A lot of cultural impact established for himself. He went to the Na'Vi organization. We kind of forget about Falcons. And FaZe. Yeah, maybe this is the beginning of a new story, a new dawn, a new day.
Oh, yeah, Falcons, FaZe, I'm sure all of you know back home, both stand-in situations, so not official teams the way some of these other rosters are, but yeah, certainly stepped into the Falcons jerseys a couple times to help them out with a few events, and now doing it with FaZe as the major turns the corner.
Another interesting part about this is, like, obviously the Simple move, the standing was Simple as the headline move, but the Skulls one is pretty exciting for me too, because 1 year ago Skulls was playing for Liquid, right? It was only a year ago.
Yeah.
And now he's been on Furia, and now he's playing for FaZe. So Skulls has kind of had a journey over the last year and 3 different organizations. Well, first day here on FaZe, but he's a player that has quite a lot of potential, Jason. We see glimpses of it. We see these moments, these breakout performances here and there, but something just doesn't seem to be fully clicking. And if there's someone to get the most out of him, with some time and make him look good and shop him out, I think Kerrigan could probably do that with Skulls.
Yeah, I mean, you might be able to make him look good for this one tournament where he's playing underneath you, but the question for Skulls is always going to be, he's now had a chance in 2 top teams in Liquid and Furia. Who's going to give him that third one? Is it worth the third one? We know the skills are there, but have we seen enough progression from his first 2 opportunities to make him feel like he's ready for a third one? Excuse me. That's the question. I'd like to see. I think he's a talented player. I think he's really skilled. As I mentioned earlier on, I think his biggest thing is understanding what plays he has available to him to have impact for his team in rounds, and that's where I see most of the time it seems like he gets lost without having map-changing rounds. You know, very good if the action comes to him, struggles sometimes to bring the action to his opposition. So we'll see where he ends up after this one, but obviously a good showing here is going to help out. He's 6-3 at the moment, had a very good clutch in the pistol round.
Yeah, we'd love to give you more information around the ETA of when we'll return live to the action, but we don't have that at the moment. It seems to be a bit of an extended issue. But as soon as we get that information, we'll pass it on to you guys at home.
I saw Nerds put on his headset. That's usually a good sign.
Yeah, that is.
That's usually a good sign of some kind.
Oh, he's got told off.
Yeah, get him shushed.
So we've got information that is in fact a network issue, which those seem a little scary sometimes, Jason. They can either be quick fixes or a little bit.
And Yanko's not here. We got nobody to hustle down into the back mainframe room.
But maybe he's done it because he's like in the sky right now, you know?
True. He lands in Dallas shortly.
He's slowing it down. Yeah, but hopefully we get this one resolved quickly. I am Dallas, though. It's been a building tournament. Every year I get excited about Dallas. It's one of my favorite competitions of the entire year, Jason, because I think when the fans come in the weekend, they just have such a great time. The chants are great. That's where Apex is maybe not a fan of the origin of one of the chants last year.
Yeah, they're going to love him.
Yeah,
and he's going to love
It's with
them.
love. It's with love.
Yes, that's how I normally, you know, throw my F words out there into the world, is with love.
Yeah.
4-4, the network issue, as we alluded to, being such a long, lengthy, difficult thing to resolve, has been fixed. So thank you to the referees, thank you to the IT staff, thank you to everyone involved in fixing the problem. We're on the way, round 9.
Let's go back into the action. Hopefully, you know, just remember after that we heard Shuei saying they might do the same thing. That was what we heard before the timeout. So let's see if he still remembers that. As we get into round 9, Twist goes back into the common position we've seen him in throughout this half so far. Just taking this cave control through Jag.
Yeah, but remember phases, I mean, in these last couple rounds at phase of 1, bringing this back from 2-4 to 4-4, they've gone passive. They haven't been giving those swings to Twist. They haven't been giving him the fights at the aggressive positions. They're watching you take space, holding onto utility, delaying, making things disjointed, and messing with your timings. And that's what Liquid has to get around right now. All 5 players towards B lane. Feels like it's going to be a B set piece eventually, but they desperately want that cave control.
Yeah, want to block the info of the red player as well. At least he's just gathering info that there's no one in mid. And so when that smoke comes up, that'll force him to change his position and try and bolster the A defense a little bit, lengthening his rotation time.
There's a smoke and a Molotov being held by FaZe this whole time, so as soon as utility comes up over the wall, I mean, Kerrigan has an option. Does he want to drop the Molotov, or does he call for Skulls to drop the smoke over towards ramp? You got Simple's up now out in the open, so it changes. Maybe you want to prioritize the smoke over towards cave. Skulls trying to figure this out right now, peeking for information, sees nothing, now knows.
I know everybody's excited. Simple's got the AWP in his hands right now. Let's see what he's able to do with it as the play is coming towards it. Skulls, he's got the first pick here. Shuei going down, and Twist is severed off from his teammate, but Simple stepping around the smoke. It's going to be 1. Can he get the second? Yes, he can. Quick flick before being brought down. So 2v2, thanks to Twist and Nerds. Leash has made the rotation in. He's close by, applying pressure towards Nerds on the site.
Oh,
that Molotov's going to come off the angle, yeah, and with the AWP, not the greatest weapon, but he's going to use it to perfection on that peek out. Leash going down, and Frozen to try and win this alone. Twist will wait inside of the cave. In fact, he's pushed out now. He's looking for that peek. Looking for that fight as he goes to default.
Oh, the reposition. He's going to think he's in cave still.
Yeah, this is a great reposition. Nerds actually coming into the angle now. Frozen steps deep enough to dodge it. Missed shot. And Twist not biting, not moving. Frozen's going to check in towards cave, and it's a perfect reposition to wrap around the back, and Twists with some crucial kills to give Team Liquid the lead.
And that's a really god-tier round from Twist as well. He had some tough decisions to make throughout that round. He's buddied up with Shuhei over in cave, who's working his way around that smoke, and Twist had to make a decision whether to follow him through or play for a cleaner fight. And Simple does great work. Double kill here. This second one snappy through the smoke as the hole gets blown open in it. But still, Twist at the end of the day is the last one alive to shut down Frozen. Beautiful wraparound in the bomb site, and it's 5-4.
Well, still a really good buy for FaZe. They'll still have the AWP out for Simple. Here comes Nerds. One of the world's best elbow players on the T side. And Simple being dynamic in his positioning. He's now over towards Donut. He's going to go for that kill on Shuey. We've got Frozen nade out. Twist nearly taking him down, but needs to drop at his feet and slow them down. It's not necessarily the greatest molly there either. There's a massive gap they could have exploited, but Liquid decide not to use it.
Oh, great to see Simple's name fill in the kill feed now that he's got the AWP in his hand. Couple of good rounds with it so far. Late utility down elbow and Donut.
And that signature shake as well after the shots come in as Elige gets in towards the cutout. Oh, timing as they run through the smoke. It's not going to be a kill for Elige. Damage done. Simple will finish off Naf and drop back into the cover of the Donut.
And that's the bomb as well that he'll have called out. So a moment to breathe for FaZe as they know Liquid is nowhere near attacking a bomb site, an objective. Ultimate and Twist to step forward towards Red Room. Nerds is low, so he's past the AWP to be a supportive element. Ultimate's going to get one and almost two. Kerrigan forced back.
Yeah, needs to retreat so low, but look at this play from Frozen. Caught off by Nerds, who's doing some great work in the AWP and back-to-back rounds. Now we got Twist crossing into the open. Nades in hand. Yep, Kerrigan's going to take him down. 35 seconds remaining in the round as Ultimate bails out. Nerds trying to make space towards the B-bomb site. He's going to realize it's clear.
Oh, he's made a lot of space, but how much room does he want to build behind that Molotov? Does he want to try and swap over with the AWP? Risky in the open, big kill, and he's too slow.
Couldn't see him over the flames perhaps from his own POV, but unable to release the shot, and now Ultimate caught in the open. Damn. Great reaction, great shot. And now it's Kerrigan, low in HP, trying to win this 1v1. Taking his time. Up against Roland from Poland.
Bomb's planted default. It's not for Ultimate at long.
And he takes a step into the open. Checks down towards CT. Does not see Kerrigan. Eyes on the cave. Kerrigan now arriving. Ultimate. Oh! Kerrigan looks away. And Ultimate gets the clutch.
That was out timing, though, from Ultimate because Kerrigan's looking in that direction. He's very fortunate that that swing came at the perfect moment as Kerrigan looks away because his focus was over towards cave as well. So an extended, no information 1v1 goes the way of Ultimate and Team Liquid. And that means their lead gets extended once again to 2. It's 6-4 on T-side Ancient.
There's a couple back-to-back rounds now where Simple's got a multi-kill in the AWP.
Yep.
The rest of his teammates have been unable to convert it into a round victory.
I mean, you got to say, great read from Nerds in that situation with the AWP brought down to 12, understanding where the follow-up push might come from. The Donut and the A players are unaccounted for, catching Frozen, trying to make a late flank. What a great read and a tough round to let slip away if you're FaZe.
Yeah, now the money is gone as well, so got a save going into the next one, and we've got Team Liquid starting to wrestle control of this first half. Win this one, they leave the half of a lead at a minimum 7-5.
Dang, that's what happens when you get your analyst as a coach. He's got Post-it notes, he's got stacks of papers, he's got highlighters.
He's got everything.
He's putting together a whole report.
The stationery store.
He's going nuts.
Demars DeRover, one of the greatest coach names we've got, I think.
It is powerful.
Demars DeRover. That is some more.
Yeah, dude, it's intense. It's like he's got like a weekly planner down there as well.
Dude, some people like, some teams, they have notes with like pictures, you know, to keep people sort of interested.
Yeah.
And, you know, nice color pictures. This guy's got the color organized. Look at this.
That's great.
This is so good. Tables.
Another tech pause, so we'll chill for a little bit. As Neo looks on, a quick smile. I think so far, FaZe hasn't. We haven't seen that FaZe coming together. That feels like they're gonna pop off and like retake this map and kind of close things out. It's still gonna be a grind in a battle, but I don't think you can be too disappointed in what it looks like with two stand-ins at the moment, with Simple and Skulls playing for FaZe. Good scenario to be in.
Yeah, it's been pretty stop-start too in the game, which can be quite disruptive when you're trying to get the ball rolling.
Take this moment as well to congratulate Rain for the new little raindrop.
A new raindrop, yeah.
The entire reason Skulls is here, Rain expecting a second child, so congratulations to him. Enjoy the fun, the festivities.
The sleepless nights.
Probably having a little bit more fun than Nerds, who's looking like he's going to break his fingers with them crossed during this tech process. He's got him locked in. Naf, as always.
He looks neutral.
Yeah, he looks chill.
Well, so far, I think the early everyone's come in to watch. Is Simple going to be able to perform? And so far, the AWP has been out a couple times, and both times he's made it look good.
Yeah, he's not looking terribly rusty. He hasn't been challenged or put in any kind of a situation where he needs to create a miracle for his team. But he's hit everything that's come his way. Not looking at it and saying, "Ooh, that's a miss you don't expect." I think he's been solid.
Now there are a lot of players who, a lot of viewers, because of how long ago it was that Simple was actively performing. There's new viewers, and they're a little bit unfamiliar with the fact of the Simple shake. I've seen people sort of talking about that already. It's like, oh, he's shaking a little bit. Is he nervous? See what's happening here? It's like, no, that's kind of been a feature of Simple throughout his career. He'll have that little wiggle, a little shake at the end.
Think of it like nostalgia. You see that, and you just feel like home.
Yeah, there's a couple of players over the history of Counter-Strike they've had a shake. KRB, probably the most prolific, I would say.
Yeah, there was a Source player who was known for it. Pex was his name. The Shaky Shake.
The Shaky Shake. That's not bad.
It's a reference for all you North American Source players still out there in the wild.
All 5 of you, maybe? That's a pretty ambitious number as well, I think. There's a little shake you see right at the end. Yeah, phase up.
He's having fun with it at least. Yeah, he's hanging out.
Looks pretty chill.
I mean, no reason for him to be. I don't know. I don't think there's a reason for him to be super stressed, right? Like again, you come into this. We know FaZe has a very long multi-week boot camp coming in right after Dallas. So I think if you're Simple, you're kind of coming in, getting a feel for everyone, getting a feel for the team. You'll start putting some basic things in place, but the real work gets done during that boot camp. So for now, it's just kind of grind back. Oh, what are we doing? Test and mice mid-game?
Yeah, we got multiple mice. It's kind of interesting.
I was using teammates. Yeah, he's like, oh, I do play like that. It's nice.
It's a nice way to it, but
it's not my style, but it's nice.
A lot of grip tape. You a grip tape gamer, Jason?
I have some on my mouse right now, but it's mostly out of laziness.
Yeah, the problem is I noticed the grip tape the glue can start leaking out a little bit sometimes if you're a sweaty gamer. It's kind of gross.
I tried the glass pad for a while, a glass mouse pad.
Yep.
Because I'm a big fan for whatever reason. That too is a little bit difficult on the hotter days.
Ugh, slippy and slidey.
No, no, sticky.
No, sticky.
You get that forearm stick into the glass mat, and then you just can't use it.
Well, Nerd's waking himself up, Naf falling asleep. But yeah.
No, that's Naf. That's energetic Naf.
He's like, oh, I'm really hyped for this.
This is about the peak you get out of someone like that.
I'm so excited for this Liquid FaZe game today. Thrilled. All right, we've got the network issue at the moment. So it's back.
It is indeed.
Liquid since Shuey joined. It's been a little white. The first run was not impressive, but I think we were kind of expecting that.
And I mean that was like what I think 3 or 4, maybe 5 days after Shuhei joined. So that was always going to be a rough one. So we can kind of forgive that to a certain extent. But Liquid back at Melbourne made it all the way to the quarterfinals. 2-1 loss to the Mongols there in those quarterfinals. But they had they took some big scalps along the way. 2-1 against Navi, 2-1 against Virtus Pro. 2-0 against MIBR, and that was about their run. They lost to Vitality in the group stage as well, but second outing for sure better. And it's cool. We're in like the era of like the IGL resurgence, where it's like we have all these experiments of teams kind of going away from an IGL, making a player kind of take up that responsibility.
Realizing they wasted like 6 months.
You've got Hooksy back. Now you've got Shuhei in the place of Twist. And both those teams hit playoffs like the first time back.
Hooksy's back in the grand finals. Love that. So hopefully that's a
IGL's everywhere rejoicing.
Yeah, IGL stock is up. And we are ready to go back into the game as the network is back up as well. 2 rounds left in this half. FaZe looking to tie things up. Going to be difficult to do so given their bye in this situation. We're looking at 2 MP9s, a Deagle. The hands are Simple, P255-7, so not pretty. Here's Twist going into the A main play. There's aggression on the CT side. Simple detected first. Twist going to be aware of the possibility there could be a follow-up push in towards him. And in terms of having a quick round, this is one of the fastest.
Yeah, it really is. Twist doesn't fall prey to the trap. Instead, it's Ultimate who gets sold down that river, but no issues after the fact. Final round of the first half, round 12. And FaZe going to scrape together what they can with this bye. Simple on the AWP, leading the way for FaZe at 10-8. Over on the Team Liquid side of things, it's Twist with 12 kills at the top of the scoreboard.
Asimov, lovely. Asimov,
Well, Simple has
Asimov,
given them impact of the AWP in all the rounds that he's had it. They haven't been able to convert any of them into round victories. They've got the AWP out one last time here in the first half. They're going to send Ultimate up on the boost, and Simple's gone. So straight away, Ultimate's going to win that fight, and Twist is not going to slow down. In fact, he speeds up through the fire, through the flames, straight through the head of Skulls, and we've got the site taken here for Team Liquid.
Oh, and they're aware of the possibility of Cave, but Kerrigan pushes through the Molotov, beat the timing. Naf's got to pick that up, and he will. Now through the smoke, Nerds adds one more, and that's the half, because Frozen's got a 1v3.
Yeah, it's going to be such a difficult situation for him to be able to pull this off. Frozen through the cave. And Team Liquid, a lot of B site success throughout this first half as they keep FaZe to just 4 rounds.
On bot blast. Eğer az şu bile basın Rus'a çıkan Ruber geldi. Monster. Boş monster.
Everyone's talking about Simple being back, but for Team Liquid, it's another day in the office, putting this new lineup, this new in-game leader in gear, helping him get the team in shape as the major is right around the corner. But today, they can play spoiler to that Simple debut in a FaZe jersey, a FaZe tracksuit. They're up 8-4 in Ancient as we switch sides.
What a nice tracksuit it is, Jason.
It is a nice tracksuit.
Looking real cool, looking real fly, aura. is the word being thrown around these days.
It was the talk of the studio yesterday. Everyone's like, oh, you see those new tracksuits?
I was asking where can I buy one?
I've never seen so many people interested in tracksuits.
Yeah, tracksuits are pretty awesome. And so is Twist with that headshot. Simple to respond there with a P250.
The P250. All right, Nerds, here's the footsteps, jumping across over to Red Room, going to call that out. Nobody's home quite yet. Shuhei turns from the B bomb site to keep eyes on it, but he's alone. Covered by the smoke for the moment, but that will fade eventually.
Here's Simple, P250 again, looking to strike towards CT, not able to chime in with it. We hit the pause button. There's so much time left in the round. The smoke is going to fade away. Frozen gets caught, blinded in the corner. Simple to trade it out again. Is there anything else from the Simple P250? The answer to that is no, as Team Liquid 3-2 up on the player count. Bomb goes down inside of B, at least confirming a force buy for the next round here for FaZe, but they have a chance to close this. Skulls and Carrigan, now just Skulls, as Naf just drive by.
Damn.
Skulls to respawn, one quick Glock kill, he goes into the smoke, realizing some aggression required, and Ultimate is aware of that possibility, and will close him out with the pistol whip.
Yeah, that virtually becomes an impossible clutch for Skulls. Once that smoke plumes, there's no way to get out of it. They know everywhere he can possibly go. Nice pistol round from Team Liquid. I think Frozen got blinded by Simple's flash. Somebody's flashing Red Room. I think chucks it out towards CT.
Yeah, Frozen, I was pretty random
Frozen's just
to get blinded.
full blinded. Yeah. Maybe it was a CT one, but I'm pretty sure Simple threw. I could be wrong. 9-4. And Team Liquid have a commanding lead now. Rifles being picked up by FaZe out of the plant. AK-47 on Simple. Galil on a leash. Tech-9s and Deagles to surround those two rifles, but FaZe Clan don't want to give things up just yet. Remember, this is with a pistol round victory in the first half for FaZe as well. Got reversed in round 3 with Deagles, but haven't had success once Liquid's rifles have come out into the field.
No, hasn't quite clicked yet. Naf going to be waiting for the B attack. It's already around the corner. Skulls is pushed into its default. Simple is going to take one kill on the AK. Elish to follow up. Great work from Shuhei to keep the trades coming until Simple gets traded out by Twist. So bomb plant secured here for FaZe. But again, a 2v2, at least half the health is gone here for Twist, so that does make the Deagle even more deadly to the body shots. Tech-9 trying to get involved in fights. Carrigan just standing and drooling and laying down the law on the Tech-9. They're so low, he's run out of bullets. He gets around the corner. Can Carrigan pull this off against Nerds? Yes, he can. Nerds reloading, trying to jump to cover. And Carrigan's going to try and hype them up with that early round win here in the second half.
I think Nerds and Twist are going to be looking at each other like, what the hell?
What was that?
My gun didn't work. I had rubber bullets this whole time. They missed everything against that Tech-9 and Deagle. These were really awkward engagements. Not able to fight. Oh, thought he got the kill early. Couldn't switch over. Carrigan's able to clean it up, but that is a pretty ugly 2v2.
Well, a lot of personalities in the FaZe camp now.
I could get on board of the Carrigan Simple bromance.
Yeah,
I think I could be into that.
That could be really fun.
That could be like a buddy comedy.
When they give us some great memorable major finals against each other. Now on the same squad. We've been wanting to see that for many years in Counter-Strike. Imagine a world in which Carrigan gets to play with Simple. Well, we've got it. And now we'll see if they can take the opportunity from the last round and really roll with a comeback, but that's not a good start.
The Deagles wrecked him in the first half as well, remember, so be careful the rest of this round. FaZe still very recoverable. Good advanced position from Elish over in Red Room. So Frozen, Skulls, and Carrigan to figure out what to do next. Shuhei's going to start pushing down, wants to investigate. Shadow spotted, and they bail out of the fight.
Yeah, just get away. Back to safety. Elish is pushed into the Red Room.
It's being watched by Twist, who's got an M4, so not an easy duel for Elish.
No, but he's still going to win it. Takes a lot of damage, but wins the fight. Crucial kill. Here comes FaZe into the B-bomb site. Deagle ready, but not able to get much done.
Yeah, good job from FaZe. Just a little bit of patience. Kill elsewhere on the map, and you re-aggress into the B-bomb site. All of a sudden, that stack is elsewhere. They were trying to find the winning move, going for a long flank. Frozen handles 2. Ultimate, the last remaining.
Yeah.
And I think saving, maybe not saving a Galil.
There's not a whole lot else to go for.
No, there isn't. You don't got any money, so you might as well back off.
Yeah, take it, roll with it. And we now look at FaZe going to 6. It would have been a disaster if they lost this round, so good recovery after losing the opening kill. And maybe, just maybe, this is the first couple of steps to a comeback.
Yeah, it's feeling that way. Feeling like if FaZe can build this T side into something, you now have the economic advantage with this kind of a win. Might be able to pile on some rounds early and keep this close back and forth. 9-6.
Simple Wetcher.
Buys coming in for both teams. Well, mostly just for FaZe. It's Liquid with the saved Galil and an upgraded Deagle.
Yeah, and Naf earned it. The Naffers know what he can do. Let's see what he can get done with a little Deagle and a Galil. So it should be a nice, comfortable round here for FaZe.
It's a pretty good map for Team Liquid as well, Ancient. One they've recently started having a little bit more success on. They obviously put some work into it heading into IEM Melbourne. They played it. I keep saying Melbourne, and I know I'm so scared of the Australian reaction.
Legacy.
I'm so scared when Chad gets in. He's just going to be like, "How are you saying this word?"
Yeah.
Melbourne. But they clearly put plenty of effort into Ancient going into Melbourne, and it's paid off.
You know what, Jason? We're in America. You don't have to give a shit what Chad
You're right,
says.
Dinko. I can say whatever I want.
You can say
Melbourne.
the American way.
Yeah. Anyways, they went 3-1 on it with some solid wins. A good one over Na'Vi and Virtus Pro. Lost to the Mongols on it, but clearly a map they wanted to bring into their pool, and it's looking good to open up Dallas.
Well, the first half.
The first half so far.
Let's see how the second half goes. And this round is kind of ridiculous how it's a 4v3. Frozen able to pull one back. Simple very vocal right now as that bomb plant's going down. Here comes the rotation of all the remaining Liquid players. And let's not count them out entirely of this situation because there is time, and they've just given a rifle to Nerds, who still has 100 health. They're going to come out of the temple now, dropping down into the site. Simple's waiting, looking for active fights, taking damage though, and that's going to force him back into the donut. Here comes the lineup, and Frozen secures it.
A really good play from Frozen, just patient inside the bomb site. He knows he's kind of alone. He knows he doesn't have any teammates kind of helping him out in any way. Just spotting for the cross, but keeping his eye towards the spawn smoke and pouncing when needed, when called upon, when the sound cues let him know it's his moment.
Got a little hairy at certain points in that round, considering it was one Deagle and a Galil, but
also, I think this is part of the situation of FaZe with the stand-in. It's not going to look pretty. No. More often than not, it's going to look ugly, or going to look a little disjointed.
But beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And we will behold what FaZe have to offer today. It is Twists losing quite a bit of his health. He's down to 58 HP to kick things off in round 17. Elise jumping over the bullets, looking for the fight at Donut, nearly catching the chance here on Twist, who's blinded and still recovers his vision in time to get a kill over towards Elbows. So it's Team Liquid winning the mid-fights, and Kerrigan crawling it back. But in the end, it is a convincing round victory for Team Liquid elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, and Liquid's got to be happy they got those fights in middle because they spent a ton of utility. 3 to 4 counter flashes coming out to activate that peak and that push. The fact they get those kills is magnificent. But that's basically the play they had for this round, was this kind of late mid-trap. And Kerrigan almost even ruins it, almost brings it all back into FaZe's favor. Liquid just 3 rounds away from taking a map 1 victory.
And then we're seeing the effects of the damage done in the previous round as well, right? You have a couple of rebuys that have to come in the previous round.
Yeah, Skulls on a Deagle in this round, Galil for Kerrigan. Not all the bells and whistles in terms of nades and utility for FaZe.
FaZe calling an A-play. Bomb's going to be making its way there with the main pack.
Yeah, but look at this shift from the defense. It looked like for a moment that 4 players are going to go to the B bomb site. Still a lot of movement in this CT side.
And because it's just straight up contact, they're out on the A bomb site.
Yeah, I think Ultimate fell asleep at the wheel a little bit. Maybe he looked up at the kill feed when the kills and the exchanges come out over in middle. A little bit slow to get in that fight with Frozen. Gets the dink, but not completing the frag.
Naf's going to have a look. He's got Twist sending some bullets through the smoke. Actually connected a little bit of damage, but
ooh,
he might just go for this. They're
connected
still hanging around. Yeah, unconfirmed, but they're hanging around. They've got time on the fuse if they want to go for this retake. Molotov goes into CT. That's going to slow them down and eat some time off the clock.
The problem is Simple's in Temple with all the HP in the world.
We'll see how Simple plays this. Drops into the position named after the man. He's taking the spawn off, and he's going to try and just peek into the open. It's Shuei to go down. Naf in the sight, trying to clean up. Damage done, and time is the problem. Naf's going to fall away. Couple of kills at the end, secure, but an 8th round for FaZe. Yeah, money an issue for both teams as Naf gets away because there's not a whole lot of funds for Liquid to buy up into this next round. That's a nice call from Kerrigan. Just to the bomb site, you've encountered so much defense in middle, you feel like you have the room at the A site to get in relatively for free. It's exactly what happens. And now Liquid have a decision to make on how they want to invest. Saved AK-47 for Naf, but everyone else huddled around $2,500, $3,000 in the bank, so the buy is not going to be great. Plenty of FAMAS in play, an MP9 on Nerds. That being said, not a great round either for FaZe's buy. Kerrigan, though, comfortable to charge out of the... Oh, what? Twist didn't have his gun out. Carrigan just flies right by.
Yeah, he quick switched or pulled out a nade. I don't know what it was, but he definitely didn't have his gun ready to party. Carrigan's going to get a free opening kill, and that's a disaster for a round like this where Liquid has shoved all in.
Great grenade damage too, unconfirmed, but right on Nerds.
I think you have to go hunt this kill down, which is why Liquid's shifting 2 more players over to the A bomb site. They want to have a safety net for this aggression. If anything goes wrong on this push into Donut, they have players to recover.
Great work from Carrigan already. He might even get traded out here, but he's just buying time. He's got 2 kills already. He can even pick up a frag here on ultimate. This could be a fantastic round from Carrigan. A lot of damage. Not the 3rd kill, but he's put his team in a great position. Now Leash to step up. It's a solo play for him out of A main. The rest of his teammates are ready to go into the B bomb side. I think with the Leash going down, you have to go into Naf. He's going to stand in front of the site. First kill's good. Damage done onto the second. Is that enough to allow Team Liquid to win this still?
It's enough to allow him to go for it. He's going to be saying, I did damage onto the other guy. They're going to come over and see what they can find. Smoke up in their face for the moment. They've got 3 flashes and 2 smokes of their own to utilize. No kits on either player. I think Shuei and Ultimate are going to call this off.
They're backing away.
With the low HP, the AK-47, the utility, there's a lot of valuable resources, and Liquid with nothing to do with this round.
Well, I'm sure Twist is going to be incredibly frustrated about the little key switch, the fumble at the start. But Carrigan, he made the most of it. Takes Twist down, gets a follow-up kill on Nerds, then so much damage as well into Ultimate. If he has more health, maybe they even reconsider the retake opportunity, but Carrigan does so much in this round.
It's not just the kills, it's also the information, right? I mean, not only 3 players that he's encountered over in Donut, but the names on the kill feed as they kind of come out. As Ultimate is there, you're seeing the A players, and if you're FaZe, you're like, okay, great. We actually, or the B players, like the defense here is going to be weak. They've rotated off. They've rotated off to handle Carrigan and Donut, so we don't have to adjust anything. Lets him know that B hit is going to be very, very effective down the stretch. There's that switch just at the worst possible moment. Might be a death slam moment.
And Carrigan jumping is all just the foul point.
All of it frustrating for Twist. And Team Liquid had that great lead, but as we know, it's slipping away quickly. 5 of the last 6 in the favor of FaZe.
DeMars to Rover. Making use of the timeout. Going to page 137 in the textbook of Team Liquid Counter-Strike. Reading from the pink post-it note.
It's a 9-4 lead after winning the pistol in the second half, and Team Liquid encountering the same exact struggles that FaZe did in their CT side, which is just we cannot stop this offense. We're not able to actually put a barrier up in the way of this T side.
Yeah, the turning point of the game being felt right now. Team Liquid about to concede the lead. Unless there's something miraculous out of the AK of Shuei.
They might just
5-7's D goals here.
They might just keep pushing in A main. They see nothing. What's the timing in which they step forward? Liquid's positioned the players with utility. Naf and Shuei towards the B bomb site. They're going to hold on to it as long as possible to delay, to make FaZe nervous about committing, and hopefully buy time for this flank, but they are, it feels like 20 seconds behind Liquid.
Oh, blinded and dead. Carrigan to mow down Shuei. So that's the one premium rifle gone from Team Liquid's defensive hands, and they're going to start feeling like this is a little too far out of reach.
There's no reason for Ultimate to move over unless he wants an AK-47.
Well, you always want one of those, don't you?
Yeah, but he's got another one.
You got another kill, though. No way! No, 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 no. He's so close. Skull's getting taken down low as well. They had no idea how close they were to a third kill from Ultimate all of a sudden.
Is he going to try and grab another AK-47? He's looking for it. It's on the ground. There it is. Okay, bail out. Okay, I'm sorry, Ultimate. I was not familiar with your game. I didn't think there was any sense in you come over here with that FAMAS, but now you found 2 AK-47s and passed one off to Twist. That's quite nice. That's a great round. That's the kind of round you go home.
Maybe you get some exit kills here, too.
And you're proud of yourself.
Yeah, Twist going to be waiting. Deagle blinded, rattling off shots, but here comes Twists, and Simple to walk into him. Leash to trade. Preventing one of the AKs from being saved over, but there is a single AK-47 for Ultimate. And scoreline is tied up, 10-10. Simple AWP comes out on the T side. That shot's nasty.
Well, it's got to change here for Liquid. This has been a very rough stretch. 6 of the last 7.
The boost for Simple up on the box. No peek to his position just yet.
Ultimate's op is going to be over and Donut on the other side of the map, so we won't see a clash of the snipers quite yet. Ultimate and Nerds to hold on to Donut in the A bomb site. Twist is going to be your mobile player swinging between middle and the B bomb site to support, as Shuhei and Naf are the anchors on this side of the map. FaZe want to take some late mid control. Frozen Elige to work that.
Ultimate to chime in. Peeks out of the Donut. Elige to go down, and Liquid given a 5v4 to work with over a minute left.
And that gives him the freedom to shift over, that kind of mid-control. No one else peeking, Frozen's not there, so you see Nerds push forward to the jump-up boxes, and he's really prepared to react to any kind of attention towards this B bomb site. We might get that op clash. Simple boosted up this whole round. He's been waiting patiently.
Shuhei to chime in again here for Team Liquid. Not looking good here for FaZe. They still have a very difficult defense to get through, and Ultimate's not going to miss that shot. Flash comes in a little bit late. Ultimate follows up, and we've got Simple stuck on the ramp. By the Polish sniper who gets himself a 3K.
There you go. 21 kills for Ultimate. This is one of his good big boy performances, leading the way for Liquid. Huge impact down the stretch in a must-need round to finally stop a little bit of a streak from FaZe.
I mean, not only that, but it's also throwing the money away here for FaZe, right at a turning point in the game.
And considering how difficult it's been, Liquid can't lose this round against these pistols. They haven't strung 2 rounds together on this CT side, and you will not get an easier chance than this.
Mid control being set up. They're going to send Carrigan out. He's comfortable going for these donut fights. He caught Twitch of an aiding hand in the previous attempt. This time hoping for the same result against Nerds, but Nerds a lot more ready and steady against Carrigan, but not Skulls.
Yeah, that hit was super effective. I don't think any of the Liquid defense worked the way it was supposed to. They all gain a lot of space phase, and Ultimate's forced back now. Okay, this is weird.
No.
And there's no flank set up for Team Liquid. No one's coming back through Donut, so they're going to set things up. Utility's going to come in, kits on every player, but a tough prospect to retake this site.
And now Unleash has an AK as well, so he's got a picked up weapon for this post plant. You said Team Liquid can't afford to lose this round. They've got to recover.
Vallahi bezcük atacak belə durursan, hazırdan bezcük atacak, palota tıkayım. Belə balık da balık, balık da balık.